Okay, so I'll introduce myself, and then I'll introduce Posy, and then you can say what your deal is.
Okay, I'm Posy, and I'm bisexual.
Hi there, Julie Cole here, co-founder of Mabel's Labels, parenting blogger, and mom of 6. I'm excited today because my daughter Posy is here joining us.
Hi, I'm Posy. I'm Julie's oldest daughter, and I'm going away to university next year. And I'm bisexual.
She's bisexual. How about it? I got a queer kid. And that's why we're here today. We're talking about pride. We're talking about raising healthy, happy kids who are good and accept themselves and how we can support them. And the reason we actually came about doing this was because Posy recently did, I don't know, a lot of you don't have bigger kids yet, teenagers yet, but there's this thing called a promposal. So when you ask your date to go to prom, you explain it.
Okay, so it's like you ask your date to go to prom in like a big way.
Big way.
So what I did was my girlfriend plays lacrosse, so I got a sign and it said, there's usually a pun.
A bad pun. Really? Don't you think?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's usually a pun in it. So my one said, I would travel lacrosse the world for you, prom, and then she said yes.
And it always ends with prom ? Right?
Yeah.
Right, because
Well,
they play, it should, if they want to use proper punctuation. Mm-hmm. So I had a picture of Posy promposing to Hannah, and because they play lacrosse together, they did the funny lacrosse pun, and it was super cute. And the response on all the social media channels was just like, that is like super cute, and it's so great to see like kids who are not like your heterosexual, like prom king, prom queen. So that's why we decided to talk about it, because we thought, heck, she feels good about herself. She's accepted. I like her. How have we done this most of the time?
I'd be disappointed if you didn't like me.
I like her most of the time, and when I don't like her, it's not the gay thing.
Okay. Well,
clean your room. So we thought for Pride, we would talk about how to create a nice family environment that is safe for your child to come out in.
Yes.
Right? Because you came out.
Yeah.
And it wasn't such a scary thing, was it?
No.
Okay, so let's talk about the coming out.
Yeah. So there's pretty much a situation at school in which a homophobic event happened. And that sparks me to come out so that I can help other students at my school come out. And I was already comfortable telling my family, mostly because you made it okay and like you made sure that the family was like gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
They were gonna be okay anyway. We had positive role models who were gay, like Steven and David.
Right. Okay. So yeah, for example, true. I do think like for me as like raising my family just fit in with my parenting philosophy, which is like inclusive. And so her older brother Mac, who's like 15 months older, his godparents are my cousin and his husband. They've been together for years and years and years. So I just thought making sure that there were positive gay role models in their lives.
Yeah.
So that if they happen to be gay, then they know it's okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Worked out.
Worked out, for sure. What else did you think was helpful in having a kind of a safe space?
Yeah. Growing up, your dad never asked us if we liked a specific boy, or like if it was Mac, if he liked a specific girl. You'd always ask, who do you like? So if it was a girl, if it was a boy, we could answer and say, oh, we like so-and-so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that's true. That was something we really put a lot of, made sure we didn't make assumptions around even their genders, and also around their sexual identity. And yeah, we wouldn't say things like, I actually don't really like when people say, oh, is that your little boyfriend, or is that your little girlfriend? I just think kids can all just be friends. We don't have to start making it all relationship-y when they're babies. So that's just a little parenting pet peeve of mine, but whatever. But if those situations came up or whatever, we'd just be like, oh, you have a crush on someone, or we wouldn't say,
And like on the gender thing, I remember we all went on a family hike, or I guess a walk, really, and Finn wore his entire pink outfit, and so like seeing that, I also knew like, oh, okay, like my parents don't really care if I was a boy or if I was a girl.
Right.
And they'll let me wear what I want.
Right, yeah. I think that's a good point. I forgot about his little pink outfit. It was adorable. His leggings and his fluffy
like
blonde curls. So cute. The other thing, too, was we would attend Pride. We would attend Pride Parade for a lot of reasons. One, it's super fun. But also I wanted my kids to see that this is something to be celebrated. And, you know, Pride Parades exist because of, you know, activists having to fight for their rights. So I wanted them to see that, you know, I would say parents should take their kids to Pride because what if your kid's gay? You want them to know that it's okay. And from a parenting perspective, I want them to know it's okay because when you look at the, you know, the depression, when you look at suicide rates, statistically it's just so much higher in this population of kids. And I'd much rather have a gay kid than a dead kid, right? Like these are the things that, and I know for me, honestly, I just can't think of something that would bother me less. Like I've got this kid who's like super smart, fun, decent, annoying sometimes. Like, what do I care if she's gay? I don't get it. I really just don't get it. And I think some of the things that I love that my kids are sort of teaching me is, we always try to use gender neutral language and we try to normalize everything and show them that there's families come in different shapes and sizes. But I remember you talking to me about heteronormativity.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yeah. So heteronormativity is pretty much when you imply that your kids are going to be straight or that people are straight. So it would be something like we were talking about before, how you would always ask, who do you like?
Right.
Heteronormativity would be going up to me and saying, oh, which boy do you like in school? Or like, which boy do you have a crush on?
Right, right. And expecting, right. Okay.
And then another heteronormative thing to say was like, oh, so who wears the pants in the relationship? Or like,
right.
So who stays at home?
Right. Okay. I think too, parents should also be aware that sometimes, like when you find out and you're not expecting it, it can be a little shock, and sometimes, you know, parents don't always respond perfectly. But I know, like my cousin Steven, he was so gracious when he came out. One of his parents didn't respond awesomely and said some things, and I was so mad. I was like, how could they say that? And he, you know, he was so gracious, and he just said, you know, Julie, look, this is a big shock. This is not something that they're used to. This is very new to them. And you know, they said some things, but I'm just going to give it some time. And he was very patient and gracious with them. And I thought, what an amazing guy. And now, of course, like 25 years later, I think they like David more than they like Stephen. So they more than came around. They hosted a huge wedding, it was, and this is like in Ireland, and we're Catholics. So, you know, everybody came around. So I think, you know, for the kids, you know, I'm sorry if your parents disappoint you in the coming out. Just try to be a little patient.
Yeah.
Right?
Another thing, like from the time it takes from when you're born and from when you come out, like for me it was 17 years. And so like a rule of thumb is like if it takes you 17 years to accept yourself and to like be able to like be comfortable enough to come out, then you have to give like your parents, your friends,
time.
You have to give them time as well.
Right.
And if it takes you 17 years,
that's a problem.
It'll take them.
Yeah, but if it took me 17 years to accept you, maybe we can speed that up a bit. Yeah. But you know, sometimes people don't handle receiving information that well, and don't let that, you know, things can be mended. Things can be mended. And for parents, if you are having a hard time with it, there's like PFLAG, there are parent support groups, there's great groups online where, you know, you can find a safe place without judgment where you can just give each other tips on how to better support your child, because we're so lucky to have them, and they're such special kids. So happy Pride, everyone, and I'm so proud of my queer kid.